Hello everybody, my name is Cosimo, and I love to crochet. And today, I want to make a witch for my grandma, because I always say to my grandma, "You're a witch," because of the way she laughs. Have you heard her laugh? It's pretty crazy. So I really think she should look like one of these witch ladies. Like, look at this green one. But first, I gotta prepare for the part. There we go. Now I'm ready. I'm a mummy making a witch. So now, let's go make the witch for my grandma. So I started by sketching it out, just to kind of see what it would look like. And since you know I'm a master painter and drawer, these are masterpieces right here. You know what? Maybe I should just stick to crochet. The witch starts out like any other crochet thing, in the magic ring, where you keep on crocheting to make it bigger and taller and wider and cooler. Like me. Anyways, let's keep on crocheting and oh, my mummy band-aid came off. Dang it. I'll keep on crocheting this bad boy, making him bigger and taller like me. And what I'm doing now is I'm basically crocheting one half of it curved and the other half shortening it, so we make it curvy. Because if you haven't guessed yet, we're making the witch's hat. So I'll pull out the yarn here, cut it, and yeah, then it's done. But we have to add the final details now for the witch's hat. But first, let me pretend that my finger is the witch. Anyways, the hat is done now, as you can see. It looks pretty nice, I know. I added the little bell to make it look like really a witch's hat. Now I started making the head, and it starts again in the magic ring like anything else. And I just crochet and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Like my brother's head, because I have an average size head. His is really big, but don't tell him I told you, because or else he's gonna get mad at me and hit me. I'm sorry, Luke, if you're hearing this. You have an average size head, don't worry. Now what I want to do is add the nose like on this witch drawing here, because I think all witches have really long and ugly noses. And I'm not really going to do this bottom one because he's kind of ugly. We need to get the more prettier witch or else my grandma's going to get mad at me. I started crocheting the nose and I started wondering, why is it we have noses? I mean, obviously, yeah, we use them to breathe and that stuff, but like, what's the point of having a nose? It's like, couldn't they just make like 2 holes in your face? Like, why is there a little thing protruding out of your face? I don't know, I thought that was weird. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Right now what I'm doing is I'm adding a wart to the witch's nose, because we all know witches always have warts on their noses. The nose is done, so I'll start sewing it on. I'll just check how it looks with this hat, because I just like to see, and it looks pretty good. So we'll continue sewing it on. I'm not sure you could tell, but I like to say sew and sew a lot together. So you know I'm sewing on sew. I'm sewing on the word sew to sew, so you know, so. Sew. Sorry, I got stuck in that sew thing before. I'll double knot the nose to make sure it stays in there for a long time. I'll start adding the witch's eyeballs. They're really small, I don't know how she even sees out of these things. And look how lovely the witch looks now. Don't worry, we'll make her look ugly in a second. But first, let's click in the eyeballs. Listen to this noise. So relaxing. Now I'm gonna try to add some nice eyebrows, because we all know witches have eyebrows. I was thinking of doing a unibrow, but then I decided not to, because that's a little bit too mean to my grandma. Instead, I'll add these nice, separate eyebrows. And watch how magical I am here. Ready? Did you see that? I added the second one magically with my hand. I'm pretty magical. So this is actually called the magic loop, because it's a loop. And what I'm using it for is to add the ears of the witch. This is a weird technique that a few people do, which is basically you're crocheting on to the crochet animal. And it's actually really cool because you don't have to sew something on, you can just crochet it on. I just think it's a really cool method. Now it's time to hear the whistling radio. That's all the whistling radio has time for today. One ear is done now, but I seem to have forgotten to record me doing the other ear. So just remember that I actually did it, but we're crocheting the body now, so yeah. Sorry! I'm making it smaller now using invisible decreases to give her a nice skinny neck. Now, what I think we need here is a mouth. I'll pull some black yarn through on one side and through the other side and then double knot it. There are two things I have to tell you right now. So first, you probably noticed that I have not added the chin that I did in my drawing. We need to give her a very large chin. And the second thing is, as you can see, I lost all my band-aids except for one. So I guess I'm just a mummy with one bandage. The chin, as you see, is being made bigger than the nose because this lady needs a big chin if we want to sell that she's a witch. I'm just seeing where I want to sew the chin on the face, and I was thinking, I don't know how this lady eats because her chin is so big and her nose is so big, so I don't know how food gets into her mouth. But that's not important. She looks cool and ugly, so we're doing our job well. I sewed on the chin now, very coolly. And then I stuffed it. And lastly, I added another wart on the chin, because you can never have enough warts on a witch. I'll stuff the face too now, because I don't know if I'll be able to reach this later on. Now we can continue on crocheting. Crochet, 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 crochet all day. Now things are getting interesting. I'm gonna add purple in, so we can make the rest of her body purple, like she's wearing a dress. Now I'll just cut the beige yarn. Oh, what the? Luca, you just turned off.
Sorry.
I don't think you can do two things, Luca. Can you just let me finish the video? And then you charge your iPad?
Didn't turn it on.
Don't you have the charger here? Why did you go upstairs?
My brother accidentally unplugged my light box. So yeah. Anyways, I'm now making the dress bigger and bigger. And purpler and purpler-er. Even though this is only one shade of purple, so I don't know how I can get purpler-er. So now I'm thinking, the witch is missing something. I think she needs some breast stumps. Yeah, or else then she doesn't really look like a witch. She just looks like an ugly man. And we need to sell the thing that she's a witch. All I'm doing now, in case you're wondering, is crocheting a really, really small half circle. And look at that, we're done with both of them. Now let me just grab the witch, and let me use my magical powers to put on the breast stumps. 1 and 2. Now that I've seen them both in the body, I'm kind of wondering, what have I done? It's probably fine, I think my grandma will like it. And now we'll continue crocheting the body to make her dress bigger. Now I'm doing this really cool method, which is chaining one and slip stitching. And what this will do is add a little bit of a frill on the outside to make it look like the witch is wearing a dress. You see those lines at the bottom of the dress? Those are the back loops of the stitch that I did not use because I was making the frill. And I was using the front loop. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in the back of those stitches and make the witch's butt closed. Now I'll just stuff the entire body of the witch, cut the yarn, and pull all the yarn through, and I'll sew it closed. I started now making the hands. The hands started out kind of normal, but I have to do this weird thing, which is chaining in the magic ring and then crocheting into it. Basically what it does is it makes this nice finger. And when I repeat that a few more times, I have 4 fingers. I decided to give this witch 4 fingers because witches don't deserve a 5th finger. Because they're witches, they need 4, you know? Like, I think that's how their magic spells work. If they had 5 fingers, they wouldn't be magical. Then what I'll do is I'll do the same thing like I did on the dress and make that little frill so it looks like she's wearing a cloak. And it's extending over her hands too. And it looks like she has sleeves. The arm is now getting longer and longer because the witch needs pretty long arms. Now I'll cut the yarn and throw the arm to the ground. And boom, I got a second one. See, it's that easy. I'm a witch. Now I'm on to the feet. And the feet are actually shoes. I wanted to give this witch kind of like elf shoes, you know, those like curved shoes. And so that's what I'm doing now. I have to do this weird method like I did on the hat to make it kind of curve the shoe, or else it won't naturally curve and crochet like this. I'll cut the yarn and put it in my hand, and now use my magical powers to make another one. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. See, I'm just magical, guys. And now that we've got everything to sew on, I'll sew everything on. I'll get the arms ready. I'll start sewing them on. I'll stuff this arm and finish sewing it on. Double knot it. And so the other arm on very fast. Now both the arms are done and the witch looks really good. Now we have to sew on the legs. So now we'll sew on her legs very fast. And we're done. The witch looks really good. Really nice. I think my grandma will really like this. It does kind of look like her. Now, I want to do some final details to her face and the rest of her body, so I'll do that now. Let's add a collar. I think this witch needs a nice light purple collar. Collar's done. Now we'll sew on the witch's hat. Sewing on the hat was pretty easy. I'll stuff the hat so she has a nice big and thick full hat. I'll double knot it, and now we'll start adding the brown hair she has. When I added all her hair, I tried to braid her hair, but it didn't really work out, so I just undid it. I have this really cool button that I want to use, so I'll thread some yarn through it. I'll attach it to her neck, so it's like the holder of her neck sleeve. Now I'm adding this orange pony to her hair to keep it still. The witch is missing just one thing, some more warts. So I got it ready, and I just put one more on. So I could have called it done here, but I decided to make the witch a black cauldron, because I think she has to be making a potion. I also like the idea of my grandma putting the witch in her house, and so I think it'd be a really good combo, and another thing my grandma would really like, because she's always making potions and feeding me her potions. Then I'll just hide the end, and then we'll just put some random yarn ends into the cauldron to make it look like a very magical potion. Finally, I'll add toothpicks for the legs, because I think it'll look much cooler and I don't want to crochet anymore. And with that, it's time to show you the final product. I'm about to show my grandma her gift. So, yeah. Just want to say that. She's coming. But it's hot outside, so she doesn't really want to come. But she's going to love it when she sees the gift.
Oddio, fantastico.
Sai cos'è?
Questo è uno spaventapassi. No, che cos'è?
È una strega.
Ah!
Io dico sempre, ah, sei una
Davvero?
strega, quindi
vedi, no, io
ti ho fatto una strega.
Ma bellino, grazie. Ah, con tutti i fili. Ah, perché fa la
pozione magica.
Oddio. Grazie amore, ma fantastico Ma guarda anche questo. Ma bello. Ma grazie.
Prego.
Ma io che ti fo a te?
Niente.
Come niente? Bellino, guarda com'è. Io sono la strega di Cosimo, Emma, vero? Grazie
Prego.
di essere stati qui con me. Questo bottone lo conosco, vero?
Sì.
Te l'avevo dato io, è vero o no?
Mm-hmm.
Bellina, ma guarda, ma assomiglia. Grazie.
Ma non è te,
No,
una
è una
strega
strega,
così, hai
è una
visto? Ha i
strega.
capelli,
Certo, i capelli lunghi,
e
col
marroni.
coso, ma questo è fantastico.
Sì. Ora puoi
No,
mettere,
ma
non lo so
te-
dove in casa, ma
Sì, lo
così
metto,
lei sta facendo una
sul
pozione, sì.
comodino, con le poppe, no, via, no, dai, è troppo, ora si porta il nonno a vedere, bellino! Fantastico! Mi ha fatto la foto? No, il video? Il video! Il video! Ma è
She
bellissimo!
loves it, guys.
Che gana! Dai!
Guys, so I know something else. The witch is purple, and my grandma's wearing purple. Isn't that
Davvero?
crazy? She's really the same as the
Sono in
witch.
tinta, tutto in tinta! Io ho un po' di pancia, però... Dai,
No, ma non
sto
tanta.
bene,
Dai,
vero?
nonni, sì,
Sto
stai bene.
per avere 70 anni. Almeno se poi non ci si rivede ti ricordi della nonni.
Sì.
Amore, grazie, ti voglio tanto bene. Bello.
I'm so happy that my grandma loved her witch. She was laughing the whole time when I showed it to her. And since she liked it so much, we decided to take a photo shoot with her witch. And these are all the photos. I realize a lot of people have different ways of showing each other how they love each other. I think my way is crocheting something for someone. And it's because I love it so much to do crochet. It's something that I really, really enjoy. It has more meaning, in my opinion, giving them this crocheting thing than saying, I love you to them. Loving someone can be the same, but the way you show it can be different. So, go show the person you love how much you love them, but not in your mom's way, in your friend's way, in your sister's way, or in your brother's way. Show them how much you love them in your way. So yeah, that was me crocheting a witch for my grandma. I hope you liked it, and happy Halloween!